Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Age of Wushu, and I'm Kagekaze, your host. And as promised, I'm going to be looking a little bit further into Age of Wushu and basically take a look at some of the features and see if it's the kind of game you might want to actually invest some time into. As you can see, it's been a while since I've been in, about 11 days. Yeah, I'm running a bit behind on a lot of stuff and content. Let's just say things have been kind of interesting for me around here personally. But that's okay, we won't let that get in the way. We'll continue even if content is a little slow. So having been gone, we can see that it gives me a report on what's happening since I've been gone. So looks like I worked as a grocery store clerk as offline work. Unfortunately, I didn't get any money from it, so that's a shame. Or you can claim, but there was nothing to... Oh, actually, no, it says I received 674 wins, so... Okay, that's a little off, doesn't show that. But so I gained a little bit of money for being offline. My travels have made me wise, so I got 88 points of experience. I'll go ahead and grab that. And, of course, I have full HP, force, and nutrition restored, which is great. So, let's go ahead and close that. Looks like I'm getting this online reward thing at the top. It says here if I'm on for about 12 minutes, I'll receive a mysterious reward mail if I'm online long enough. So that's nice to see. Alright, so where are we? We're kind of in the middle of town. I'm pretty sure I logged out in front of the instructor. Or in front of the coachman, actually. So, yeah. You do move around. Alright, so I wanted to take a look at something real quick. Let's go and see if we can't find the cash shop here real quick for their ornamental sets. Alright, so I saw some patch notes as I came in that showed that they have introduced some effects such as clothing to have no duration on them, so they would be permanent. But it doesn't look like it's for everything. So I don't know what they've introduced to do that, but it was in the patch notes. So it's nice to see that they are considering adding sets that do not have... Oh, here we go. Like here, this Skyline set says it's got durability. Doesn't look like it has an effect duration on it. But some of these others do, like this one has remaining time, valid time 30 days. So that's interesting. It's nice to see that they're working on that, though. Anything else? I've got a social menu. Hey! Look, gold selling. I'm not surprised. Alright, let's go to the coachman. So today we're going to look at the various schools in the game. So there probably won't be a lot of action this time around because there's several schools and they all have their benefits. Oh, I kind of like how your character... I just noticed that. Running through town, your character responds to running into NPCs, almost like in Assassin's Creed. Actually, Assassin's Creed was one of the first games I ever noticed that on, where your character would kind of shift and slide his body around to get around other players or other NPCs. That was pretty cool. So we're going to talk a lot about the schools, and oh, what's this? I've got task tracker, click to pray. That's new. I don't remember that being there. Hold on, what is this? Heartfelt prayer, sky lantern prayer. I think there's an event going on. Okay. So it opens up a web page to tell me about the event. So there is a prayer. There's an event going on. So I'm going to... Okay, so there's an event. I'm going to skip that. It opened up a web page. Since I can't look at it in the game, I don't think we will... I'll look at that another time and see if maybe we can talk about it. So we're going to talk to... Gunny bag? Is that like a kidnapped player? Oh, man. Alright, so we're going to talk to the coachman. Alright, tell me about the 8 major schools. So this is why we're going to have quite a bit to go over. As you can see, 8 major schools. Each one of these is going to give you a different set of skills and focus on a different kind of weapon. So you start off with the Shaolin. They're the leaders, judges, guardians of the weak. They use fierce attacks, overwhelming strength to defeat their enemies. You can see they have 3 different styles here. Long style boxing, Bidot Haram stick, a Weito stick skill. So you're using sticks and it looks like fists here. And the beautiful thing is you can see out of all of these disciples, you know, what your attack ability, defensive power, recovery, and it even gives you a brief description of what this particular sect of the school is good at. So you've got strong area of effect AoE melee, area of effect damage per second, and you've got good mobility, single target DPS, but only limited area of effect. Now with Shaolin, you can only be a male disciple. So if you want to be Shaolin, you have to make a male character. Quite a few things here, and there's honestly, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skills in each one of these. This one has 6. It's a lot to go over, quite honestly. Let's just take a look at some of these here. Fleeing steps steal the heart. All these names. Charge at the enemy and punch twice, deal 56 points of skill damage. Skill can be used with a flying skill to approach target area quickly. Feint step intercepts, it's an elbow. It's a feint attack that knocks down the enemy. It deals 41 points of external skill damage. And blocking enemies take extra damage. Blocking horse step. A blocking technique. Successful parry reflects hardness damage on the attacker. Dual hand steal the sky. Three-fisted wind attack that strikes enemies in front of you. Does 34 points of damage. Not a lot overly interesting here. A lot of these appear to be just basic attacks. This one has a wave of chi that strikes enemies in front of you. It does 107 points of gold damage. Really? Gold damage? Interesting. That must have to do with the philosophies there. I know, like, you go with earth, fire, wind, water. I think there's like gold and I forget what the last one is. Let's see. Roar that stuns enemies within 5 meters for 3 seconds. It deals 56 points of gold damage as well. And then Flower Stirring Step. Steady and quick strike that deals 231 points of external damage. And this one is the Anger Technique. Let's take a look at some of these. Let's see if there's more anger techniques. Here we go. This one is apparently for staffs. Attack the ground, knocking back and stunning surrounding enemies. It deals 69 damage. Has a range, of course. Points of external skill damage. It's only one hit, does 71 points of damage. It slows movement speed, preventing enemies from attacking or using flying skills. So that's kind of an interesting rage attack. Do we have any other one? Yes, here we have White Dragon Returns to the Sea. Delivers several heavy attacks that deal 163 external damage. It does 5 hits, and it knocks them down. So all sorts of different abilities here. Really cool. Like I said, there's so many here, it's going to be hard to go through all of them. So I'm kind of looking at what the overall school is going to do for me, and if I want to go with them. So we'll go with Wudang. This one, Wudang disciples are known as wandering protectors and devout Taoists. In combat, they seek balance between body and mind, using chi to weaken stronger opponents and turn their enemies' attacks against them. So this will be a very control-oriented skill, it looks like. Looks like they're strong in offense and defense against single targets with the Yin Yang sword. With Breeze sword, they are strong against ranged attacks, and they have strong defense with the Taiji sword. So you're basically looking at, it looks to be a tanking sect here. This school, the Wudang, appears to be very much about being defensive. So you've got offensive defense on single, you've got strong against range attacks. So they're kind of a counter, right? So if your enemy is using range, you want to have a Wudang character or Wudang skills if you decide to be something else and start picking up Wudang. Have the Wudang skills to counter ranged or to have a strong defense against single targets. And then this one just has strong overall defense, which is pretty cool. So we can see that they specialize in the single sword and the twin blade. So you have basically a Nichiyoru style, which is basically twin blades, and then you've got single sword for this class. So all about bladed weapon for these guys, either single or double. So let's go ahead, let's take a quick look at their rage attack. That's energy. Here we go. Consume anger. This is one level within another. Skill contains sword. Skill contains sword. Sword contains skill. The twin swords attack together, dealing 134 points external damage. It's 9 hits to a target. So just pretty much pure damage on that one. Here's one, purified and exalted. Abominable sword energy will be released to cause 144 points of yin damage. Total of 6 hits. To targets, your sword energy will be increased per hit. When the target is affected by chaotic energy, additional damage will be dealt. So that one is comboed with other skills. Oh, the Taiji has quite a bit of skills. Let's see, is one of these a rage? Yes, Tai Chi Sword Dance. Graceful sword dance technique that deals 361 points external damage, total of 8 hits. So pure damage on that one it looks like. So a lot of those are burst damage. Some have different effects. Let's look at the Emei. Okay, the Emei is only female, so they are the counterbalance to the Shaolin. So if you thought the Shaolin was bad because they're only male, well, don't worry, there's an only female sect here. So I can't join this, but let's take a look at them real quick. The Emei Sisterhood uphold justice along with their peers from the Shaolin and Wudang. Alone, their balanced fighting style can adapt to any situation. In a team, they have abilities that can benefit their allies. So these are going to be the support class, it looks like. So you have reduced injury for group and ranged effect, strong area of effect damage and crowd control, and group recovery and group damage. So basically focused all around group. All around the group. Very much a support. And you can only do that as a female character. So if you're planning on getting into the game and you want a support class, you might want to consider rolling female. Now, keep in mind, again, you can still steal abilities from other schools. Haven't gotten that far. Don't know exactly how that works, but it is an ultimate goal that you will be able to learn everything. It will probably just take a lot of time. All right, we're going to move on to the Beggars Sect. Casually neutral, but helpful and friendly, the Beggars are one of the largest schools made up of people from all walks of life. They're renowned for their staff fighting skills. Only players with the Beggar profession can join the school. So, there's a prerequisite for this one. You have to be a Beggar, which is an actual profession in this game, in order to be in the school. And this is the staff school, which is kind of cool. So I like various weapons, and the bow staff is actually one of my favorite weapons. I was always a fan of, say, Donatello of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And so this is an interesting sect to me. Let's see what they have. They have special first strike skills, it looks like. What do I mean by first strike? Let's take a look here. So they use the quarterstaff. Not see, that's the skills. Let me see. Spit out wine mist at enemies in front, reducing their movement and hit rate. Oh, wow. So you use a wine spray from your mouth on them. That's kind of neat. Each hit does damage surrounding enemies and inflicts wine mist onto enemies. So you've got ways of putting wine mist onto the enemy here for various abilities. If the attack breaks a parry, it will steal the enemy's feet acupoints, causing the enemy to lose massive energy for 15 seconds when using flying skills, at the same time as it unleashes wine mist on the enemy. Yeah, so this is going to be a kind of counter the enemy, debuff the enemy. And so that reduces their movement and hit rate. That's kind of cool. They have Lotus Palm, so this looks like just to be fist. And so they're using quarterstaff for the crying stick, quarterstaff for the spirit and snake stick, and then they have fist with the Lotus Palm. Lotus Palm is a good area of effect damage with air-based attacks, so they're good at flying. And we've got the spirit snake stick, which is good single target damage and debuffs. Which honestly, I expect to see that description over here for the crying stick. So what's the difference? Oh, they've got, okay, poisons. Interesting. Alright, so they both do have kind of a debuff here. Alright, moving on from Beggars, let's go to Wanderer's Valley. Alright, what do we have here? The Acolytes of the Wanderer's Valley School are amoral, secretive, and sinister. Their art focuses on the use of vicious cunning and poisons. So another debuff class. Looks like we are dealing with physical, so melee, unarmed. We are dealing with, double stings. I'm guessing that's a double dagger and double blade. So twin weapons or unarmed. Inflicts airborne poison against a group of targets. Perish Blade damages your enemy by sacrificing your own health, so they're kind of a blood mage type sect. And they have good defense against group attacks with the wind-catching blades. So you can survive AoE attacks a little more easily with that sect. So let's go back. We'll look at Royal Guards. Vicious and cruel, the Royal Guards seek power and control. Their brutal, merciless attacks are the dark twin of Shaolin. They have a soul-crushing claw, a soul-losing blade, and an eagle claw fist. So they actually use, what's this? Their weapon is a rope. Looking at these images, I'm guessing it's claws on a rope. So it's not just a rope. Almost like Kusarigama, I believe. Almost like the scythe, chain scythe of Japanese martial arts, but not quite. Interesting. Okay. Strong defense against ranged attacks, where you have the losing blade, which is a single blade. It's optimized for single targets at far or near range, so that's interesting. It is very much a single target sect for the soul losing blade, and it can be used for any range, but it, again, is only single target, so you're probably lacking on any kind of AoE with that. And then they do have some support with strong group recovery with the Eagle Claw Fist. Alright, the Tangmen. The Tangmen are loyal to themselves only. They specialize in hit-and-run tactics, hidden weapons, and crippling poisons. So, okay, here we go. We have a sect that uses weapons. The hidden ones, like the dagger I used against the wolves. So with the Golden Snake Sting, you have strong defense against single enemies. So they're using daggers and, darts. Daggers and darts. And so single target defense. Long-range attacks optimized for open areas on the Vertigo Dart. So again, darts. So this class here is very much into the ranged weaponry. Shadow Chasing Sting. More daggers and, some bullets. Interesting. Smoke Cover Explosive Force. That doesn't tell me much. Smoke Cover Explosive Force. I'm guessing that's AoE and probably group support with smoke cover, I would guess. It's kind of hard to tell without going through all of the different abilities. Alright, the last one is the Scholars, and I'm choosing this one last because it's actually the one I'm going to go into because it's the one I started using and I want to learn more about. And it will actually give me a good segue into learning about professions, much like the Beggar class would have. Alright, so the Scholar's medley can rupture organs and kill an enemy without a scratch. Aspiring Scholars must be proficient in one of the following skills. You have to be proficient in lyre playing, Weiqi, calligraphy, or painting. So those are different professions. You don't just have blacksmithing and things like that in this game, although you can make armor. You have various professions in this game that are very different and offer different unique buffs. And another thing that's very unique about this game when it comes to professions is, from what I can tell, every single profession in this game is actually a minigame. Some kind of minigame that you play either against an NPC or you have to perform sets of actions in order to perform your skill. Okay, so let's take a look at their abilities real fast. We have Falling Flower Sword. It's optimized for double strikes against multiple targets, so that's pretty cool. A Boundless Sword, which is group buffs and recovery. I kind of like that, so you can I can buff my allies, and that is something I like to do. So Boundless Sword, this is twin blade, so you can have two weapons. You have Single Sword in the Falling Flower, and then you have Leisure Kick, which is just raw martial arts, effective against single targets. So they do have abilities for a single target, they have abilities for group recovery, and then you have another one here for multiple targets. So you do have a couple different options here for single or group, and it has some recovery. Doesn't look like this is set up to be either tanky or I don't know about healing. It's kind of hard to say. You don't really see a lot as far as healing goes in this game. So I don't really know if the standards of tank, DPS, and healer really work in this game. Doesn't look like it does. I mean, it's pretty much pure about martial arts. So it's probably just going to be around moving around, using your skills in the right order. And so healing is probably going to be best done to the individual players to use the items that they find. So I'm going to be going with this one. And so what we'll see is if I try to tell him I want to join a school. And I'm going to say here, only two schools interest me, Wanderers Valley, only the Tangmen and the Scholar sound interesting. Alright, these are the neutral schools, which interest me. I want to be the Scholars. You can see it tells me I need a certain ability. And it says you want to join the Scholars, you need to master at least one of the following skills. Okay, so I can't do anything yet. So what I want to do is I want to learn about music. So we're going to go find ourselves a music trainer. And it looks like right here, the musician is way up here, so we've got a distance to travel. And that should give me a chance to hopefully go over this a little bit. First, let's go to my backpack. Did I get the item they promised me? I think it's in my mail. Can I go into my mail from here? Character, backpack, teleports. Can I? No. Mailbox. Daily sign-in mail. Received a reward for signing in. Please check and accept it. Online gift pack. Did my character seriously just start running into a pole? Jeebus, come on. Auto pathing. Do not fail me again. Alright. Can I withdraw it, or do I have to be at a... Cool, okay. I could withdraw it without being in a mailbox, I guess. Well, let's see what I got. Okay, can I not... Hold on, let's try not moving. Here we go. Life returning pill. Alright. Healing and recovery. Big spirit. Energy recovery. And steam buns for more nutrition. Those can be useful. Oh, I guess I have to loot them all, don't I? Alright, there we go. Excellent. Oh. Okay, I didn't expect to go into this. This is not what I was looking for. Interesting. Alright, I'll go into that later. I don't really know too much about that just yet, so we'll worry about that a bit later. So what about... Oh, my cultivation isn't active. That's not good. What was I cultivating? I believe I was cultivating... Normal dart attack, break... No. It was... Here we go. My internal skill. Cultivate, please. There. Take 3 minutes to cultivate that to level 3, it looks like. Okay, so here we're at the musician. Let's talk. So, where can I find someone who appreciates, or shares my appreciation for this sad music? I want to learn to play. It takes 80 win. Okay, that's not fine. Of the 4 literary skills, Quinn is the most important. Will you play? Yes, I want to become a musician. Okay, so I'm qualified to wander freely throughout the world, participate in PvP combat. When you're attacked with other players, retaliation will appear over your head. Okay. Interesting, not sure why it told me that real quick. Okay, so Novice Guide, select an attack mode by clicking the button in the left portrait. Okay, so if I click this, oh, it's okay, interesting. I remember this now when I went through this the first time. It will recommend friends to you in the game who are using the same profession as you. So you pick a profession, it's like, hey, here are these other people, they're also doing this. You might want to go ahead and friend up with them because, you know, then you can do this stuff together or something. I don't know. Kind of a neat idea, but I won't be getting into that. So here I have my identity, and I can go into the Zhanghua school or life. Here I'm in the life tab and under culture, and I can choose to do music novice. I have men of, there's others, let me see, men of letters. Didn't really say. So I click music novice. And, okay, it's letting me know I can go here, but not having me do anything. I think I need to just select yes, Shifu. And this is what I mean by the game is a little complicated at times. You look at these things, it doesn't exactly tell you what you're doing. It says, here, click here, and then I click there, and it's like, okay, now what? You know, there's a lot of what appear to be really neat ideas. Just sometimes I wish it was a little more clear on what all of this did, or there was tooltips. But here we can see, you can see there's musician, Wakui player, scholar, painter. Let's see if I can get the help menu to show up. Oh, I can't even select anything here. Apparently that's just... Okay, it's because I wasn't... Okay. I see what happened. It's because I wasn't done talking to the teacher that it wouldn't let me select anything. So, let's real quick... This is what they were talking about earlier about switching combat modes. So you can be at peace. I'm in peaceful mode. I can't attack other players, but if someone does attack me, I can counterattack. Zhanghua attack mode would not automatically attack players in the protected list. And attack protection. Oh, I'm guessing that means if I accidentally try to click on somebody, if it would protect me from not attacking them. Alright, I've got self-reflection up to 3. I'll tell it to continue to cultivate to level 4. So, Zhenghua experience shows me I am a commoner. I have a challenge. There's well-informed. It goes up, all the way up. So under commoner, I'm a commoner who dreams of becoming a hero one day. I need to meet all the requirements. Self-recollection reached level 5, and I will gain the following title, commoner. So I can't gain the identity because I haven't done that, so I need to get self-recollection up to level 5. It's currently working on level 4, so when I get that, I should be able to claim this identity, claim my reward here. Whatever else it might give me, I don't know if there's anything else I'll get from it. It might allow me to continue this way. I think if I complete this, it will give me more challenges to complete, so we'll try and do that as we move forward. There are achievements. Make friends through Wushu. Killer, mortal enemy, close friends, so have a common. So, make friends, not activated. None of these are activated, so can't really do anything with these yet. I have cultivation. Okay, none of those are active yet. Here are the basic schools, so you can see that you have different challenges for those schools. We'll be going into the scholars, so we can see I don't have anything active. There's novice, there's elite, school pillars, school position, basically 4 tiers or 4 ranks. Hopefully that'll get explained as we go. Here we're going into life. This can show us what the different professions are. So you've got miner, hunter, so you can basically mine for ore, hunt for meat and things like that. Farmer, so you can cultivate herbs. And I believe you can even cultivate a small farm with farmer, which is kind of cool. Woodman, so chopping down trees. Manufactured, so this is the standard armor profession that many people will be used to. You've tailor, chef, poison maker, and craftsman, blacksmith, and herbalist. Well, there were more here. I'm sorry. There was fisherman as well. Moving on the marketplace, you can actually be a beggar, and you can be a diviner as well. So you've got these different types of marketing things you can do for other players, it looks like. We'll be moving into culture. We have music. There's Weiqui, which is kind of a, I believe it's like Go or Othello, one or the other. You can be a scholar, you can be a painter. So you can do calligraphy in this as well. And these things will all give you some kind of benefit. So we're going to go into music, music novice. This is what I'm trying to learn because I've talked to the Shifu. And it says, the Quinn caddy carries the master's Quinn around. Eventually he memorizes all the songs. Need to meet all following requirements. Musician, total life skill, proficiency reaches 1. And I will gain music novice. So we will gain identity. And it gives me music novice, so we will gain reward. And so now we can see the music apprentice moves on to the next challenge. So he is proficient in music and kinds of musical instruments. He can compose and sing. The sound is very beautiful and attractive. Need to meet requirements. Must have music novice, which I have. And I have to reach a musician total life skill proficiency of 1,200. So if we return back, this doesn't seem to show me my proficiencies. Let's talk to... Now, unfortunately, it doesn't tell me what my next quest is as far as this is concerned. This is all off of the actual guide, off of the quests, right? Because this is not technically a quest. This is me just learning an offhand thing to move on. So, I've decided to become a musician. Please teach me. Across the world, there are old Quinn manuals. If you read and play them thoroughly, you will become a master. So, okay, thank you for guiding me, Shifu. And so she gives me an item. And here we go. This is the life menu. So, where's the help? Where's the help? There is normally a help thing that comes up. Might not be here because this is directed. Okay. So I click on musician. And then we'll click on play music. Oh, it looks like I need to bring it down into a tab. Oh, right click. Okay, this brings up my life menu, and these are the songs I will eventually know, it looks like. And so the first song you learn looks to be Gong Zhang Jie Ji Yu. Vigor spent 3, proficiency gained with practice is 32. So let's go ahead and click on inventory. Yep, there's my first song, Gong Zhang Jie Zi Yu. So it's bound, it's a formula. It requires to be a musician, which is fine. It plays a song, increases teammates' brawn by 13. So you can see this is a basic buff, so any teammates in the area will gain additional brawn. There we go, it is learned. And so I just simply click on this, and I can click on the play button to gain life reflections, and I can drag it to the shortcut bar in order to just use it on the wheel. So let's go hit right click. As you can see, this is the interface for music. It is very much a Guitar Hero style. So the idea is, you see there's P, L, A, and Z. The idea is to hit those letters as the musical notes come across. Now this is the very first song that you learn, so it's not surprising that every single note is just on the L key. So I just keep hitting this. It looks like the blue bar on the right indicates how close I am to finishing. If I was a VIP and had a premium subscription, I would only have to play the first part of this and not the whole thing. That's perfectly fine. We've played the song, and we can see I even have a 7-string Quinn now, which is nice. So this song increases brawn. Can we learn what brawn is? Let's see. Brawn is melee damage and maximum hit points, as well as critical hit. So brawn will make you do a bit more damage and make you just a tiny bit more resilient. So that's a nice buff to have. Alright, so the musical score can be looted from NPCs or purchased from Shifu. After learning, it can open the score at life screen and place the score within the skill bar. So thank you very much for your advice. I have finished the task. I wish you to hear the Quinn playing of a master when I next see you. I have known. Thank you for teaching me. Alright, anything else I need to do? Alright, what about you, the apprentice? Mistress says I should concentrate on music instead of falling in love. I was asked to speak with you, which, I'm going to be honest, I don't remember her telling me to speak with him. So, again, not exactly explained that I need to talk to him, just thankfully I knew to talk to him. I'm going to get some experience. I'm also going to get the musician's letter. It's a life skill experiences recorded by elders. I study it. It can be read by a musician to gain 150 life skill experience. So that gives me some experience in my profession, would be what I'm guessing here. So we're going to say yes. Alright, so I don't have... Oh, yes, I do. Life. Musician daily... So this is a daily task. Okay. I have to play Gongsheng Jiaowei Yu. Alright, so I need to go into my life menu. So here we have my life now. You notice I have my battlefield, my Zhanghua, and my life. If I go into my life, you see I have all the various icons down here that represent the social aspects of the game. Let me try and see if I can't find the life menu, though, that... Let's go back into... No, that's not the right one. Oh, what did I just click on? Hold on. I went on lore. Okay, these are lore cards, I guess. Oh, so that's how you learn lore in the game. Alright, that's pretty cool. So this is, okay, the hints are showing up now, so this is the identity is recorded here. I can learn life skills, and I can receive unexpected surprises after I've gained identity. Let's take a look. Skill manual... Shanghua ranking, yeah, there's a lot here, you know, I hate to say it, there's so many menus, and it's just kind of, it gets overwhelming here to really try and figure out what a lot of this is. So there's a relationship menu, looks like I can go through the different groups, but I don't know anything about them. Random encounter, okay, doesn't say anything. What's nearby? Oh, okay, it looks like there's it's showing me the nearby NPCs, such as that scary little girl. Wow. There's a ton of information in this game. There really is. Okay, moving on. What's daily experience? Okay, daily events, apparently. Deal with troublemakers. Alright, what else do we have here? Alright, I need to find that life menu. Where did that thing go? Task tracker... Schools, guild, trade, missions, shop. So, yeah, I'm not sure where the life menu is. Let me go ahead and go into my life. And there it is, life. Excellent. What I wanted, though, is the big one, where it showed all the professions at once. Alright, so this says to play Gongsheng Jiaowei. I think they misspelled it. This says Gongsheng Jue. That says Gongsheng Jia Oei. Interesting. Alright, well, let's play it. Since that is my daily profession, my daily task. As we can see, it's performing the song all over again. So we will just follow the notes. Hey, let's just hit the J key a few times. But I have to say, despite as simple as this is, almost missed that one. I wasn't paying attention. It's kind of cool that your professions are mini-games. So music being based off of like Guitar Hero, you know, it's kind of cool. Kind of makes sense. Other ones are based off of playing mini-games. Like, again, there is one that is literally just playing like Othello. And it gives you certain benefits to your stats and things like that. Okay. So submit the task. I finish it. Okay. So apparently I do that each day. I will gain life experience. And that is the question I have. Is I want to learn life experience. I want to see what it takes me to learn these life events here. Oh, that's abandoned profession. No. Oh, there we go. So here are all the events, or all the different professions, and well, it even lets you find the location of the nearest Shifu. That's cool. The reason why I wanted to find... Here it is, question mark. So this is important because you can actually learn multiple professions, and I wanted to show you what the limitations were. So among the life skills, a player can learn all the cultivation skills, or all the collection skills. So miner, hunter... what do we have here? We have miner, hunter, farmer, woodcutter, fisherman. Those are all gathering skills. You can learn all of them and perform all of them. So you have no limit there. That's good. But you can only learn one manufacturing, so you have to learn tailoring, cook, poison maker, craftsman, blacksmith, and I believe herbalist counts on that. So basically you've got gathering at the top, here is the production ones, so you can only have one of these manufacturing skills, so you kind of have to learn which one you really want. Since the classes don't appear to have different sets of armor, I imagine that armor is going to be the tailor, and all weapons are going to be blacksmith. Yeah, except for maybe like bow staves or whatnot, but swords and things like that will be blacksmith. I'm guessing craftsman will be, this one says rough stone and jade into costly works of art that enhance customers' techniques. So it looks like maybe trinkets that you can put on your character. So beautiful clothing with enchantments. Cook is dishes for adventurers to sharpen your... Okay, so when you learn... Okay, that makes sense. To be a cook, you can learn to sharpen your weapon. Why? Well, because when you're a cook, you have to learn to sharpen your knives. Make sure that your tools are in good working order. If you make sure your tools are in good working order, you can make sure your weapons are in good working order. So a cook is not a bad profession for someone using a weapon. Poison maker, for anyone good with using poisons, probably has some enhancement for weapons as well. Blacksmith is enhancing and forging weapons, and of course herbalist is for medicines. So there you go, multiple abilities to choose from. Aside from one manufacturing, you can have one cultural. So the one cultural would be musician Wei Kuei. You can learn calligraphy. And so what do these do? The musician is beautiful songs that basically give you buffs. The Wei Kuei is the game of Wei Kuei with townspeople, and you gain experience in battle strategy. Now what that experience is used for ultimately, I don't really know yet, since I haven't gotten into it. But I can only pick one cultural skill, and I've already chosen it, so I can't go into that. I'd have to make new characters. Calligraphers is the art of copying martial arts scripts, and you annotate internal force manuals to decrease cultivation requirements. So calligraphers are a good way to lower the experience requirements, and if you're looking to gain your skills and get your levels up quickly, a calligrapher is not a bad choice. Painters allow vivid paintings that reduce the amount of cultivation needed to advance a skill. Interesting. So this one is for skills. So the painters is for skills. I'm not sure what the difference here is, then. I'm going to be very honest. I think the calligrapher is more for, like, we were talking about stealing skills from other schools, so if you need to learn an art, I'm wondering if calligrapher is more towards teaching arts, whereas painters are there for cultivation of skills. So one is for learning, one is for cultivation. That's kind of neat, and I believe all of them can be used with other players. Lastly, you can get 2 marketplace skills. Well, there's only 2 marketplace skills. There's Divinator, which is increase the cultivation speed of your customers by telling them their fortunes, and attracts enemies afar using powerful mental abilities. So that's pretty cool. That is useful for other players. So if other players want to cultivate, you can help them. You can make people be faster. So there are ways of cooperating in this game and helping each other out. The Beggar, beg for money from passing adventurers or sell them mysterious sacks of random loot. That's interesting. I'm going to have to pick one of these up and try it and see exactly what these do, because that really does fascinate me, that you can be a kind of a street side merchant and not by just opening a bazaar. Like the only merchant stuff I'm used to is things like Final Fantasy XI, where you just had a personal bazaar. You sold the items you didn't need anymore. And this, you actually have a profession for that. Okay, so the experience determines levels of life skills. All right. So I think we're done here. And let's go into my backpack. I will gain the life skill. And so I am at 340 out of 1200, so I need to wait further. I'm going to have to do this daily a few times until I can get that to level 2. At which point, let's go into my battle again. Kind of find it interesting that the UI completely changes for this too. So, and with that, actually I think I needed to go back into life. Go back into life. Go into life. Click here. Oh man, there's so many menus that I get lost in which ones are needed to go where. Oh man, okay. Because what I wanted to do was go into my battlefield. What's this? Oh, okay. PvP. Excellent. So we found PvP. I am now at self-recollection level 4. I'm working on level 5 so I can gain the next section of experience there. So let's go ahead and go back into battle. Okay, task tracker is, I believe, no, that's, okay, ladies and gentlemen, you have to forgive me. Let me go ahead and take a look real fast. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'll beg your forgiveness for trying to figure this out. So apparently it's on my U key. It's not anything that I found anywhere on my UI. I had to go into, I basically had to just start pushing keys until I found this. So I finally hit the U key, and now I'm back here where I wanted to be. And the reason for this and what I wanted to show is where I was with Culture and Music Apprentice. So here I need my 1200, and that's what I'm waiting for there. As far as Zhenghuo, I'm also waiting for this Recollection level 5. I'm not sure why it's not available anywhere on the UI, but oh well, that's fine. I'm going to be running back now to the Coachman. And on the way back, I noticed here in the upper right-hand corner, you see this 5-hour debuff I have. It says apparently I was sold by a kidnapper while I was offline. So I lost my freedom for 6 hours. I can click a redeem button on the offline interface to spend coins to free myself. Now, here's the thing. I have no idea what losing my freedom means. So I supposedly lost my freedom for 5 hours. I'm guessing that that might be why I didn't gain as much money when I was offline, but it's hard to say. I can spend coins to free myself. But again, I have no idea what buffs, debuffs, or anything this causes. And again, that's where this game has its major failings, in my opinion. is that it tries really hard to do all this really cool stuff. And I greatly appreciate that. You know, it's a very complicated game. I mean, obviously, you can tell by not... I've had to... Really, he got stuck on the same place. You know, it tries to do quite a bit of stuff. And I think that's really cool. And I think that people that are really into... Hey, dance in the air for me, will you? I think that... you know, people that are really into that, into the hardcore type of MMO, where there's, you know, a lot of detail and a lot of little things for you to do. I think that's cool. But I think that any game that's like that really needs to be able to provide to the player, on a very easy to understand visual cue, exactly what's going on. So great ideas, but falling short on just... this is really one of those games I feel like I'm playing Final Fantasy XI for the first time, all over again. Because in that game it was practically the same thing. You had to go out and find all sorts of information about what things were. Difference with 11, though, was that when you started out, a lot of the systems were kind of hidden to you. And so you really didn't need to know a lot of stuff at first. But here in this game I'm noticing that a lot of stuff is thrown in your face right away. About here's all these really cool systems, and you're instantly having to go and look into them. In Final Fantasy XI, yeah, you needed a wiki to play. I mean, there were so many hidden things. For example, the crafting system in that game was so complicated, and people just picked it apart piece by piece and released all sorts of stuff online. But all the important things were still pretty much left open to you to figure. You know, were open and not really super complicated. And here I am trying to do professions and figure out what I'm supposed to do with my next profession, and I'm like trying to find the menus, and so yeah, that stuff's hidden, and I think that more communication couldn't hurt. And I think the same thing honestly happened with Final Fantasy XI. As much as I loved that game, a lot of what happened to Final Fantasy XI is it turned too obscure. So it basically got to a point where after the game is out for so long that if you don't know the information, then you're kind of looked down upon. It's almost like what happens with some MOBA communities where if you don't know what you're doing, you might be kind of ostracized or something like that. You might not be welcomed. And so having stuff hidden to find is cool, and it can help with the exploration of an MMO, as long as it doesn't cause those social issues where people will start to, you know, revere information as elitism or something like that. So we'll have to see. Again, these are just thoughts off the top of my head as I'm playing, my general impressions, and you know what? I'll fully admit I suck at these games. So I suck at games in general. Whatever. Let's just admit it, right? I'm not the greatest. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, as it were. So we'll continue on and see how far we get. So I want to do scholars. So I want to join the scholars. There we go. Wipe. And here we are. We are now at the starting area for the scholars. And let's see if I can... Oh, I can't zoom out. Let's zoom out here. I don't think I'm anywhere near where I was, to tell you the truth. Alright, well that's fine. Okay, I need to talk with the Scholar's Guide. Alright, let's do this. Scholar's Guide, where are you? Okay, apparently my auto-running caused the auto path to fail. Okay, so, alright. Oh, there they are, right down there. See, I completely missed them. Oh, no, wait. Okay, here we go. Hall Leader asked me to welcome all Wulin people in the world here. What can I do for you? Okay, I can say I want to join another school if I want. I can ask for more information, so I would be honored. I guess that means I would like to join you. Okay, ask Zhao King to accept you as a scholar disciple. So let's go ahead. Now, at one point, when I last played this, I remember there were random treasure chests kind of hidden throughout the school that gave me little bits and pieces of armor. They weren't anything great. I mean, they were just small upgrades, but I thought it was kind of cool that they were in the school and just randomly placed about so you could find them and to get some upgrades. I do think that was pretty neat. Well, we're going to get to the leader here, and unfortunately I spent a lot of time on going over the various schools and going over the various professions. So again, I know there's not really a lot as far as action this time around. So next time, though, I should be able to start getting into the disciplines of the school and start learning new capabilities. Now what I want to do is check out my cultivate and see how long it's going to take. It looks like it's only going to be about 17 more minutes before I can get level 5 on the self-recollection, so that makes me happy. Not too bad. So then I will be able to see what the first rank of that unlocks for me. Seeing icons over players' names and like red skulls and things, it's kind of scary. I don't know if I want to be here. Alright. Nice outfit, buddy. Alright. A simple life mirrors one's altitude. A tranquil mind. Excuse me. For my visit was without previous notice. Leader Zhao. I am very interested in joining the scholars. Okay, greetings, stranger. Welcome to the scholars. You seem well educated and well mannered, but why us? I want to learn martial skills of the scholars. Good. We welcome heroes from all over the world. But one thing about all of our disciples have in common is excellence in literature and art. What kind of talents do you have? Thank you. Man, I'm thinking this is a translation thing. He's asking me what talents I have, and I'm saying thank you, headmaster. Shouldn't that prompt be that I am musical or something? I don't know. Okay, I guess that's me telling him what my professions are. Good, let us hear ability to improve poetry then. A pine tree size, spilling snow into the icy air. Okay. Good, try another one. The sun blazes behind dark mountains, casting long jagged shadows. Good heavens, in an ominous mood are we? Here's another. The golden heart of spring lies beneath winter's frozen breast. So we just had a poetry session to join the scholars. Excellent. Alright, so this is study the musical score. Okay, so he has given me a Quinn manual. It says it's a scorecard. What is this all about? This music is written in the ancient format from the Tang dynasty, isn't it? Correct. It's a very rare format of composing music. I'm pleased surprised at your knowledge. Well done. Heard about when traveling, Leader Zhao. Excellent. Welcome to the scholars. I'm looking forward to working with you. Thank you, Shifu. Excellent. So what do we have now? So once again, we come into the identity menu here. And we are in the scholars, and we can see I have boy servant. And I've just joined the scholars. I need to meet all the following requirements. I need to learn wisdom skill. And then I will gain a male servant, and I will gain, looks like, some armor. And I have to have the servant title in order to be able to wear that armor, so that's cool. So I just need to continue on, and that will give me a reward with some armor I can use. That's pretty cool. So, martial arts are very complicated, but delicate. Now going to teach you the the most basic inner skill, meditation. So I accept a script. I now have a new item. This is Wushu script wisdom skill. Okay, let's go ahead and right click. Let's preview it. So it's a meditation. Skill level 36, max level 36. It gives me 2,100 hit. Really? I have 200 hit points right now. This will increase. Wow. It's massive. What is that? 10,000 times my current hit points? I mean, that's ridiculous. I have 230. This will give me 2,100. Man, you really get buffed for joining a school. So it gives me 560 maximum energy, of which I have 89. I have max parry endurance 870, so basically this is taking me from a novice and making me level 1, is my guess. And there's no true levels in this game, but that's pretty much what I'm looking at here, is I'm going from basically a little peon that anybody could beat with a punch to finally a warrior, is almost what this looks like. So it increases damage by yin and softness by 20%, increases damage caused by taiji by 16, and it has an internal effect. It gives me 40% chance to recover energy. The higher my breath stat is, the more energy I would recover. Slight chance to recover energy continuously. Alright, so let's go ahead and study. Alright, I don't want... Okay, activate. You can click on that to activate it. I don't want to cultivate it yet. I'm going to go ahead and put it down here. As we can see, it is a replacement for my self-recollection. So if we look here, we look at the passing wisdom skill I have compared to self-recollection. My brawn goes up to 6 compared to the 4. My dex goes up to 2 instead of 3. My breath goes up 4. So you can see all the skills are most definitely better than self-recollection. So self-recollection is useless to me now. I've completely replaced it at this point. But I'm not going to stop cultivating self-recollection because I have an internal task to learn it up to level 5 to get some rewards. And what I want to find out is if those rewards are pretty much worth it. So we click on here, see what I'll get is I'll get my title commoner, and then after that I'll have another task to perform. And hopefully the rewards going through that are ultimately going to be worth it. So we'll find out. Hopefully I'm not just wasting time and cultivation experience. Because unfortunately you can only cultivate one thing at a time, so I'm wasting time right now. And that kind of sucks. I feel like I'm wasting time on this rather than cultivating something important to me. I will be cultivating the passing wisdom skill the moment I can, unless something else comes up with the challenges. So professions are unlocked. I can speak to a life Shifu. That's pretty much already happened because I learned a profession to... yeah. I learned a profession just to get here, so that's a little bit late. What's next? Voice servant. Oh, apparently I have now met the learn wisdom skill, so I can gain my male servant and gain my outfit. So let's gain the identity, gain the reward. My next challenge is I will be a talented scholar who's good at both martial arts and poem composing. I must have the servant title, and my Zhanghua reputation has to be 500, and my wisdom skill has to be level 5. So this skill right here has to be cultivated to level 5 now for me to gain experience with my school. So what the question will be is it more important to gain experience with the school or with the Zhanghua? If I go here into cultivation, oh, that's not active. I'm learning this one now, so we'll get that one pretty soon. Can I change my title? So it would appear under C. Let's see. Reputation. I'm unknown reputation. School discipline. Haven't really started that. Here we go. Titles. Current title, none. Your title, none. How about school? So I can have a Zhanghua title and I can have a school title? Alright, let's use male servant, so I'm a male servant. Oh, okay, they're just categorized, so I have male servant. I have music novice as well. You know what, I'm going to use that one instead. I am not a manservant. Okay, cool. So that's where all that is. Hey, look, mounts! Awesome. Alright, so cultivation, we're sitting on 9 minutes. So let's go ahead and talk to the Shifu real quick. Let's just see how far we can get before that comes up. The simple life mirrors one's... Is that supposed to be attitude? Or he says altitude. Tranquil mind. Okay. I studied the script you've given me. Well done. We'll teach you more internal skills once you become more experienced. Master them and apply these skills when you need them. So I'm going to get some Lang and some reputation. I've almost got 500 Zhanghua reputation, so that's not going to take me long to get where I need to go. In fact, it looks like I'm going to get it now. We'll teach you how to use the practice martial arts function to cultivate your skills. Yes, Shifu. Okay. Alright, he wants me to do passing wisdom. Alright, let's just do it for the sake of learning. So we're going to hit cultivate. We're going to hit practice martial arts. Practicing martial arts is a more advanced method of cultivation. By a special pill, take it and the selected skill will improve immensely in a short time. So I can click on this. So here is martial arts practice. I can select a medication to enhance my cultivation. We can see there's a cost involved with each one. Like this is 110 win, this is 440, and this was onlaying 430. And you can see that my character is practicing right now to demonstrate what he's doing. So we'll do one of the basics. We'll just do a simple one. Once you have spent the maximum daily amount of silver coins on medicine, you can also choose to train by spending silver. So to spend coins at double the normal rate, you still need 150 ling. So select practice martial arts. After you use 150 ling tail to practice martial arts, you can start spending twice the amount of coins to continue. So you have a daily allotment apparently of a certain amount, and then once you've used that, all of a sudden it costs twice as much to continue. So I can click on that to continue. What I'm going to do is, what's this? Select practice martial arts with coins. You can proceed with martial arts practice by spending 50 ling in coins each day. After that, I have to use tails. Interesting. I'm going to admit I'm a little dumbfounded by that, but I think I get it. It's basically pick one. So I'm basically picking the cheaper option, and then I move on to the next. Spend coins at double rate you still need. So I'll have those. Alright, so looking at this, it says I'm in practicing right now. It's going to take 47 minutes to cultivate. I can choose a powder here. This is 110 win. If I click on that, not enough money, unable to cultivate. Okay, so what about this? Okay, that worked. So this is spending... Alright, so this is the first set. Practice with coins. I can choose by spending laying coins. After that I have to use teals. And then here I have to learn, I can learn with teals. Alright, so start with this one, move on to the next. That's cool. Alright, so I can continue to cultivate. It says 47 minutes. If I click this again, notice how it went down by a minute. I'm basically pumping experience in. Each one of these has a different amount of experience that it will give you for the skill. So if you wanted to pump a skill up very quickly, you start spending money on these powders. Alright, so that's one way of doing it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the skill. We're going to go back to the... No, that's passing wisdom. Go back. Basic skills. Self-recollection. Okay, cultivate. Okay, my character is running randomly. Stop that, please. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do practice martial arts for this one because it's very close. It's only 8 minutes away. Let's just go ahead and do some of this. Oh, don't I have some of these? Small spirit pills? Wow, I thought I had... Okay, I don't. Alright, 55 win. Where is my win? I have 6 laying, 989 win. So why use breath regulation when I can use this Guanzang powder? And this is 220. So let's see how much this gives me. I'm at 3483. That gave me about 200. What about this one? That's 800 win. You know what? Do it. There we go. Ooh, huge boost. Now it's only 4 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and do this again. I'm going to go ahead and spend a bunch of win. No, just use the 800 one. So 2 minutes left. 1 minute. I'm just using the lower end. Just kind of spinning it. So I used a couple Liang. That's fine. I wanted to move this training on a little more. There we go. It is almost done. 4728. I think it's honestly a waste to buy this lower level stuff. It's probably better to go to the high-end stuff. The 4778, 478. So I'm only gaining like 10 experience with this, so... Alright, let's just buy the middle one. 23... 48... Alright, he can gain the last two by himself. Alright, it is done. I am at level 5 and I've moved on to another skill. I can now claim my commoner identity and gain my reward of a title. And now I have 2 challenges to do. I can meet all the requirements. I can get Zhanghua reputation up, learn my first internal sect. So I've gotten 2 of those and I'm halfway to the second one. So it'll give me fledgling and it looks like I'll gain a mount. That gives me a 30-day mount. That's kind of cool. Alright, so that seems kind of worth it. And what I've noticed is that it doesn't require any cultivation of anything else, so I'm not losing anything there, so that's fine. This one, even more reputation, and I have to make 4 close friends to learn the second internal. And okay, so this is going to require me to get 4 on my friends list. And that will give me the next thing there. So no real rewards there other than the title, it looks like. But that will allow me to unlock even more. So I will have to eventually add friends, it looks like, for that. And so I'm already cultivating the wisdom skill. And we're good there. I think we're pretty much here. I've trained my fighting skills the way you taught me, Shifu. Thank you very much. Understand how to use practice martial arts. I know it to heart. So I now have 500 cultivation. See our elder disciple to continue your training. Alright. Excellent. So here we are. We are in Zhanghua Express. Okay, so yet again, make a friend. So this just unlocked. I have to gain 1 friend. I will gain a friendship founder, and I will also gain cultivation and some Zhanghua rep. So I need to make a friend. Oh boy. I don't want to make a friend. I know it's an MMO. Why do I want to make friends in an MMO? I don't want to be social. Ah, why? Oh well. We'll make it happen. It'll happen. So anyway, I think that's a good... honestly, I think I lost track of time. This is going to take a while, isn't it? Oh, so I apologize that this is an overly long video this time, ladies and gentlemen. If I have to split it in half, I will. But thank you for following along. I apologize once again for the lack of action. This is obviously a very complicated game. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.